everything organised for the funeral now, and the funeral is a bit under a week away. It's still surreal for me. I sort of feel emotionally okay with Mum passing, but I don't feel that I prepared for the anxiety of having 1,000 people wanting to contact me, the anxiety of all my family. Remember, I come from a big family wanting to come and visit. So there's been about 30 people at my house nearly every day since Mum passed. And at the same time, I'm feeling a bit of medical situations occurring. Like, my body seems a little bit stiff. So I feel like my vasculitis, my neurological condition, is sort of being triggered by stress. So it's been a little bit of a yucky time. Anyway, I just wanted to check in with you guys, and thanks for all the support. Love you all. Bye.
I know you probably can't see me because it's 3:30 in the morning and my heart is racing really fast. I don't know if it's anxiety or just the fact that I just feel like my heart is breaking. The funeral for my mum is a few days away, 4 days away, and it's surreal that in the middle of the night I can't sleep. I'm just feeling this overwhelming loss for someone that I totally felt safe with. So weird, even though I'm a grown man, I feel like a boy that needs that nurture, and I don't think I'm going to get it from my family that's still around. I now feel isolated and alone, and I'm not sure what's going to happen on the funeral day. I think it's going to be a lot of emotion. Anyway, I better try and get some sleep because tomorrow's another day.
Hey guys, I guess this is another entry into my grief journal. It's really funny. I just had to record this quickly because I just did an interview for my podcast to a gentleman in Sydney about a totally, men's mental health topic. But then out of nowhere, the guy, I guess, started talking about his survival of cancer, and the cancer that he was talking about was identical to the cancer that killed my mother, but yet he was a stage 4 survivor. And I got getting emotional. Just, everything he was talking about, how he survived, was exactly what my mother didn't do. And I can still feel this wave of, I don't know if it's emotional intensity of just knowing that my mum actually chose to not do those things. So I don't know how to process that. I'm like, I know I can't control my mum or anyone, but he survived it, and he had exactly the same. And I, in that moment, thought if my mum had just done some of those things, that she might be still here. So that's a really weird emotional process to do in regard to grief. So anyway, this week I just wanted to share it because I've got to do another podcast interview. Whew. Okay, guys, doing this journal is good. Helps me process because I'm talking to myself. All right, see you soon.
Hey guys, just going to see Mum's body. We're going to the viewing the night before the funeral, and I'm going to be totally honest. Like, normally I'd be fine, but I feel a bit disappointed. It's not the right word. I feel a little bit torn if I should or shouldn't go. Part of me doesn't want to go. The other part of me is thinking if I don't go, I regret it. I have this full-on anxiety and mixed emotions. I feel like I've got all this emotion I need to let go of, so I know it's all going to come out. I feel there's a lot of pressure culturally for my family. I feel like, there's no preparation for this. Anyway, I'm going to keep it short, and I will do a report when I finish. Right. Love you guys. Bye. Hi guys, I just finished going to my mum's viewing, like I mentioned in the last video. And I just wanted to, I guess, talk a little bit about the difference of emotion that I had before I went versus the emotion I've got now. Like, I was quite nervous earlier on, and I didn't want to go, and I felt really uncomfortable, but I'm so glad I went, because my mum was quite, she didn't look herself when she passed. Like, you know, she looked withered and she had jaundice, and the funeral home did such a good job of making her look herself, and that was so nice. I'm glad I saw that, because it's a really nice sort of memory to have. The other thing that I experienced was that I didn't feel sad or upset, or I didn't cry, and I know that that's because I've done a lot of work on myself. Like, I've done a lot of reflecting, a lot of therapy, I've done a lot of talking to Mum before she went, and so I felt resolved. And because everyone around me was crying, I felt really guilty, like I did something wrong. I really felt like everyone was looking at me going, I'm cold, and I was trying to get emotion to cry, but I had to sort of in that moment like let that go and realize that it's okay for everyone to grieve differently. You know, I can't control what people may think or what they may say about me. I've just got to find within myself the truth. And the truth is that I love my mum, and I got to have this amazing experience with her many months before she passed away, and we did a lot of resolving and talking and admitting and sharing, and in that process I found peace. And when I look at my other siblings and my dad, I think that they're going through all of that reconciliation now, which I understand, because it's fresh and raw, and mine has been going on for a long time. It's been going on for about a year, so I don't feel as raw. I know also that I've cried privately. Like, I don't necessarily like to be emotional in public. I had a bad experience once when my granddad died, that I couldn't stop crying for like a long time, like I'm talking hours, and I think that really sort of freaked me out a bit, that like, because I couldn't stop. I'm literally crying, howling for like 5 hours, and I'm sort of probably a little bit scared that might happen again. So I'm really sort of aware of making sure that I deal with my emotions when it comes to dying and grief and loss really adequately. I don't allow things to be stored anymore, or I don't let things pass. I do things quickly, so I'm able to understand it. Like, you know, when Mum got diagnosed with cancer, I saw the therapist 2 days later. Like, so bang, I'm dealing with it, and that's been more healthy for me. Anyway, I'm on my way home, and I'm going to go home and practice the eulogy, because I'm a bit nervous about that tomorrow, and have an early night. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you for letting me share this and allow myself to express my emotions. Hopefully this conversation can help other people to talk about, I don't know, about grief and emotions, because we don't do it enough. And, you know, I really want to try and change that, because I think it'll be so much easier if we were prepared, because we've done some talking. I think the shock and the normality of just people being shocked it's not on. You know, I don't think anyone should have to go through what happens at the end without any preparation. I think that's a bit cruel, and so hopefully this conversation might get people talking a bit more. Anyway, thanks guys, and I'll check in tomorrow. Bye.